Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning or good night, depending on where you are, I guess. I was gonna stand. I guess I can stand. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on that people are trying to stay up to date on and things like that. And I've had people come to me with certain questions, and here's my answer to a lot of people ask the same question. Hey, what's up? So people keep asking me, is Q real? Is Q this? Is Q that? I don't know. Q doesn't message me. Q doesn't message anyone. My answer is plain and simple. Q is a good reference tool, but it should only be used as a reference tool. Anything else that you use it for, it's making you go back to sleep. All these people think they're awake just because they follow Q. Let me let you know, you are just still sleeping, but you have more knowledge, if that makes sense, okay? Is Q a bad thing to follow? No, I still follow Q, but does it consume my entire day? Nope. Am I going back and forth with people about Q being legitimate or not? No. Yes, exactly. It's just like, say it, if your teacher gives you an outline of stuff that you should research, like, that's what you need to use it for. And there's so many people, it's becoming like what I was talking about with the flat earth community. And this doesn't go to everybody that believes flat earth, but the flat earth community. This is turning into the same thing. It's the Q community. And I know Roy Potter has gotten a lot of hate for this. And they're like, you're a shill. You're a... Like, stop using that word. Oh, that is cult-like. When you start... If somebody doesn't believe what you believe... What's up? What's up, y'all? That doesn't make them, like... Yeah, no, I'm still awake. It doesn't make them less of a Trump supporter or less of an American or, less of somebody that's seeking truth. It's just they want to go a different way because everybody following Q and only talking about Q is an echo chamber. It's all becoming the same thing, and everybody's just kind of following along, and it's like, that's what everybody, people send me messages all the time. Sorry, my light's about to die. I'm trying to find my charger. People send me messages all the time, and they're like, did you see the new Q stuff? And not that I mind this, I'm just telling you how I get it often. And did you see what Q posted about this? Well, the answer is I probably did, but the answer should be, is that really all you're worried about? Because this is what it's done. It is given people pretty much the lackadaisical, let me see, very good reference tool. Exactly. It's given people the out of not researching anything on their own. It's like, if Q did not talk about it, then I'm not even going to look into it. That's dangerous because that's putting blinders on you. I'm glad Q finally said something about pedophiles because this Q character still hasn't said anything in a long time about any pedophiles, and that's something that should be, if it's not anything that you want to deal with, that's fine, but that's kind of a big deal. This stuff has gone on long enough. All of these, I'm sorry guys, I guess it'll just die, whatever. These pedophiles and these pedophile rings all over the place. And I'm not just talking about the elites. I'm talking about anyone that's running these things from anywhere. It's just out of control. And, I could just sit here and rattle off some statistics and some crazy stories. But most of y'all, well, there's been a lot of arrests. But I don't, there's still so many out there that the rings have not been brought down. There have been some good amounts of, and I've covered a lot of them. But, there needs to be a lot more. There needs to be a big spotlight on this. Hey, what's up, Indiana? I have one of my girls on my team is from Indiana. Actually, two of them. Two girls on my team is from Indiana. I'm definitely not saying go to the mainstream media. Somebody said that the other day. I definitely did not say that. By no means. Because like right now, just yesterday, Colombia, Venezuela, they are, I mean, a war is begun. They have their elections that were supposed to be in June and May are now moved up to April. That's a huge deal. And nobody, I'm saying nobody except like 2 YouTubers are talking about this. I'm talking not Fox, not, well, no, that they like put a little snippet in it. And I think the only reason they even put a snippet in it was because Marco Rubio tweeted about it, which pretty much confirms exactly what we've been thinking, that this is a freaking big deal. This is literally could be the beginning of what will set off World War III. And you might say, that's crazy. Venezuela, Colombia, like why? Why? It's a big deal because it goes all the way up to Panama Canal, and who controls that? That would be China. What's the big deal with Venezuela? I think maybe Trump made a mistake with cutting off stuff from Venezuela. Yeah, their president guy is a dick, but these people are so poor and being held back from so many things that they're crossing into Colombia like just ants. They're going over to Colombia. Colombia is getting pissed off. Now they announced it yesterday. I mean, this is just they're not even going to accept the person that's elected. They're not even going to accept them, and they're just going to continue on with their nonsense. And this is a huge deal, especially being that our Fourth Fleet is not prepared for a jungle war. You know, Fourth Fleet of the Navy, even our Army and Marines, this is not, you know, Vietnam. You know, our guys are not prepared for this. First of all, it's a smaller military, and we know why that is, but that's not even going to be the highlight of this. The military has been downsized. Everything's so robotic, and everybody's dependent on technology. But when we're in a actual jungle war like it was in Vietnam, this could be detrimental. I mean, their military over there is maybe not organized, but they're guerrillas. You know, they're like guerrilla warfare over there, and they'll just shoot at anybody doing whatever. And so not only is our Navy not prepared, our Marines aren't prepared, our Army, everybody's smaller. The funds that we are pressing so hard to get that wall built, y'all, those funds need to be in our Fourth Fleet, if not just spread out. Seriously, because think about it, that wall is going to take at least 10 years to build. This war is starting yesterday. It started yesterday, y'all. This is huge. And if you don't really, if you haven't looked at a map in a while and you don't understand where Colombia is in reference to the United States and where Venezuela is, y'all, it's right underneath Cuba. It's where Aruba and, you know, where Natalie Holloway went missing. It's right underneath Florida. They literally could, swim over here. I mean, not literally, but, I mean, I guess they could. And that is going to be what's coming in. I mean, just within the last few months, there have been 3 million people that have gone from Venezuela to Colombia. How would we like that if they just all, I mean, if they started coming over here like that, there would be no stopping them. And so a wall that's going to take 10 years to build, or we put that money into building our fleet and building, you know, because the wall might not even be valid in this situation. If it gets that bad, if the Panama Canal is taken, y'all, and I'm not fear-mongering, this is real. This has been going on. It's not like something that just popped up yesterday. It's been going on and brewing and brewing and brewing, and they just finally were like, you know, they're just going to have at it. And pretty much what Marco Rubio tweeted was something about, whose side would we take or whatever, but that was kind of stupid of him to do. But, again, not an important fact. Important fact is, we aren't even looking at this because we are so worried about North Korea And who even knows if North Korea can shoot anything that's going to make it here? And then we're worried about, Hillary Clinton and Obama. I'm sorry, they might not ever go to jail. Do you think I want that to happen? No, I want them to go to jail yesterday. But at this point in time, we need to look at our future. Those people aren't, Hillary's probably going to die in the next few years. I'm not saying CIA people, I'm not saying I would kill her. Okay? I'm saying we need to focus on what's important. Yeah, we all would love for her to be locked up. Well, we'd love for all of them to have been locked up for decades. But at this point in time, we need to look at what's actually happening in our face. I mean, our, sons, brothers, whatever, could be deployed out there very soon into the jungles. This isn't like, this is way different. I'm not freaked out. This is just how I talk. I'll take a drink. But seriously, it bothers me so much that everybody says, oh, I'm awake. You're closed-minded. And going back and forth at each other. And yeah, I know, it's a big drinks from the gas station. It's kind of flat. But, no, I don't have any rum in it. People are going back and forth at each other and taking down each other for, oh, well, this person's not supporting this, and so we need to stop, just... I'm not even going to address you. Yo, we need to focus on what's important. Thank you. We really do. And we need to focus on uniting. I've said this from day one. Uniting is the only way. That is the elite's #1 goal. All they have to do is divide and conquer. And they've won half the battle right there. Because they know that we'll be too busy going at each other to even notice anything going on. And there's proof of that every single year in every single thing they've ever done. Every law that's been passed that we didn't even know about, and we go back years later, like the UN thing. I didn't know that Obama passed that 2.5 years ago or whatever. Just passed that the UN troops can come and kill American people. It's still on the whitehouse.gov. You can go check it out. It's incredibly crazy. This was not all out. Nobody, but, they had people, the race wars, mad at this, mad at that. And that's not going to get us anywhere. Coming together, even no matter what our differences are, that doesn't mean anyone is, we have to have differences. But yet you can still be Americans and proud and want to make sure that our military doesn't get deployed to these jungles or whatever the situation may be for the greater good. Okay? Now, I know there's people that it's not going to happen. They're not going to talk to you for any reason. And don't waste your time. I'm just saying, there's no reason to just be so angry and missing the big point. And then it's years down the road and we didn't even notice because we stayed silent. Because we haven't said anything about it. And we're just sitting on the fence and it's oh, what did Q post today? Let me go watch a video. All right, now I'm out. Or, it's essentially the same as people with mainstream media. Oh, they got all their news for the day, all 10 minutes of it. And then nobody's sharing it. Nobody's voicing their opinions. Nobody's actually doing anything. I'm not saying nobody. There's a lot of people doing stuff. But I'm saying a lot of people in general, they're not sharing this stuff. They're not voicing their opinions. They're not standing up for it. They are in their head, but they're not. It really only takes one person to make a huge difference. And so it's all about sharing stuff and getting your ideas out there. But when you just stay silent, it's going to, oh, thanks. It's going to be a detriment of us. There's just so much division. Between YouTubers, that's silliness. That's straight silly. It really is. Thank you so much. And I try. I mean, there's so many people that, that need help, and we can't send all these DACA kids back. We just can't, if you think about it. like, that should be something so far away from our minds, because, like, how possible would that even be? Like, to even think about sending a 20-year-old that's been here since they were 3 to a place they've never even been, how is that a priority over keeping the borders better for the future, and then, you know, working on what's going on right now? With, you know, Venezuela has so, like, 300 billion barrels of oil. There's a lot of stuff that we could be making friends with these people, and rather than getting them really pissed off at us and saying, oh, those Americans, they cut off all that stuff to us. You know what? Let's just go invade their country. Let's do it. Cool. Let's go to America. Take over. See, so it's not about let's support other countries. It's about doing it's like a friends with benefits situation. You got to be nice to them because they've got maybe some oil that we need, or some gold, or whatever the situation is, and you just be nice. And I'm not saying peace all over the world, because let's be real, that ain't happening. But we have to think about this logically, and think about, Q's been going on for like 8 months or 5 months, I don't know. And we've learned a lot, but there's a lot of stuff that is just getting pushed out of the way. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And yeah, I 100% believe in, like, the DACA people, like, having a cutoff thing. Like maybe they shouldn't be able to vote. They shouldn't have to, you know, like, I don't know, there's different things. Like, if you break a law, then you can go back. I'm just saying, like, it's not actually, like, we can't just go driving around and picking these people up. It's just, logically, I don't even know how that would even work. Like, hey, get in, DACA kids. You know, they're not, although they're so mad, they said that they're going to leave themselves or whatever. Like, okay, we'll leave. Check you later. Let them leave. Whatever. And I don't agree with them demanding to have things from us, because that's insane. I mean, how stupid are they? But hey, I'm just saying, like, let's think about this logically. We can't go round these people up without using, like, a huge mass of resources. And so we need to, like, focus. There's actually things going on like crazy in South America. And then they had the, Syrian and Israeli stuff go on. I mean, there's so many other things, and we're hearing overwhelming stuff. Yes, human trafficking is huge, and it needs to go. I mean, like, this is not even, it's out of control. And a lot of it comes down from there. And here's the situation. Poverty is the most important, and legalizing weed. Poverty is the #1 thing that causes any type of unrest in a community. In a country, in a community, that is #1. That's the top of it. Not religion, not anything. It is poverty. And because whenever you're so poor that you can't even afford food to eat for your family, you become a lot more inept to sell your children. It's sick, but they do. They'll sell their kids for work, or sell their kids for trafficking. And, or maybe in their heads, maybe they're tricked into it. I don't know the whole situation. Maybe they are. Maybe they say your kids are gonna get a better life in America or China, or I don't know what they tell them. But it happens, and poverty is the #1 reason. I would go into, like, the stuff I sell, my makeup and stuff. Our collections, a portion of that goes to these third world countries to teach them how to become entrepreneurs and stuff like that, because it starts at the top. You can't just throw money at issues. You have to be able to teach them something and then work from there. And then it stops the human trafficking. It all kind of flows like that. Okay. Yeah, you know, I've heard that about Indiana. What's up with that? That is so crazy. Such a weird place. I guess I don't know much about, like, World War I. What about that? I raised my 4 boys on my own. I Yeah, me too. It's just, you know, like I don't know how what ends up happening, but I could see how they were maybe tricked into it and like, hey, they're gonna have a better life in America or something. And y'all, I'm not talking about just Venezuela and Colombia. I'm talking Costa Rica, you know, Central America. I'm talking about all these places that we go as tourists. This is a huge deal. That's a big reason why it's not getting a lot of airtime, or any, really, because that's the Caribbean. That is where all of our cruise ships go. Just like Orlando. You know, all of these people come, 60 million people a year go to Orlando for travel every year or whatever. And so when things happen in Orlando, just like the big cover-up of the pedophiles, there were, 35 arrested in one day? That maybe made a blip on a 5-second news, and that was about it. Because they want to keep that covered up. Because, of course, Disneyland's there. Disneyland is there, Disney World, whatever. And they don't want that to be like, oh, welcome to Disneyland, home of the pedophiles. So, when things happen, when your whole entire town or your country lives on tourism, you don't want anything bad to get out about that, whatever. Disney is big part of the problem, yes. And most people didn't even know about the 30 people being arrested. I tell people when they've already, I hear they're like, oh, we're leaving for Disney. And I'm like, oh, did you hear about this? Just watch out. Because people are just so, I don't know, they don't think about things, most people. I'm assuming people that are watching me probably do think about these things because you have heard about all the pedophiles and stuff. But I talk to people, and like we went to Cancun or Cozumel somewhere, and I've been on a cruise, and I've been out to Disney, whatever, and they have these like daycare centers or whatever. And you can leave your kids there. Like if you and your husband or whatever want to go out on one of the nights that you're in Disney, you can leave your kid with these strangers for however many hours, whatever. And I'm like, absolutely, that's not happening. No. And everybody's like, why? I mean, it's safe here. You know, where can they go? They can go anywhere. What happened in Aruba? Well, I know a little bit more about what happened in Aruba with Natalie Holloway than I really want to discuss. But there's just so many crazy things that could happen. And I don't know why this person is putting up random letters and numbers. Yes, stranger danger. Exactly. That's how I am. I mean, how can you just leave your kid with anybody? Even if they can't, like, leave the premises, like a cruise ship. I still didn't do it because you don't know if they're going to be left alone with your kid or whatever. Yeah. That's exactly right with World War. Which one was that one? Did I miss that? Australia? What's going on in Australia? See? I mean, am I missing that? I did see something. He is bored, or he's just a troll. Either way. And that's another thing. You gotta ignore these trolls. I know sometimes they upset me, but then you have to just... That gives them their platform, because that's what they do. That's like... Some people's... That's actually their job. And I really don't want to too much go into a flat earth, because it's just... I mean, like, you can believe the earth is flat, that's fine. It's the people that are dedicating their entire livelihood on this flat earth situation and you thinking that it's going to bring you closer to God, thinking that you somehow are elevated as the intelligent, or that you spend all day trolling other people's accounts to tell them that the earth is not flat, or the earth is flat. Those are the people that I'm talking about. Because that is what... Oh, I actually took a screenshot of it. I could probably bring it up right here. Just because it's so crazy. To just prove to you when people started freaking out about all of this flat earth. Because, you know, if this was even remotely possible, which, again, I don't care if the earth is shaped like a banana. But if it was remotely possible, you would think that people for forever, large amounts of people, would be thinking that the earth was flat. We've had very small amounts of people throughout history that say, you know, flat earth, this and that. And, you know, if you want me to go biblical with it, I could do that on a different one. But I want to show you. It's right here on Google. Oh, another thing. CIA owns Google Earth. Just a little FYI. Well, they funded all of the maps that get put in there. So anything that gets put in there, or crazy trivia, crazy things that they make interesting to people, they get more funding. You see how that psyop works? They know what they're doing. It sucks, and it sucks to say it to yourself like, yeah, you were duped. Who cares? Who cares? We've been duped about all kinds of stuff. Why take this one to heart so much? Because I see this one being taken to heart. CIA gave I mean, Jeff Bezos is totally... That's why SpaceX got funded. Very possible. Rotate different directions. Exactly! Thank you very much with the hurricanes. Yes. Okay. iTools. I think it's iTools. So I'm going to show you how often this has been searched. If I can get to it. I took a screenshot with my phone. So, okay, yeah, NASA does lie about things, but that's part of their job. That's why they all have security clearances. Because there's some things that we don't all really need to know every single thing about it. But if you're going to tell me there's no satellites, then I'm not sure how you're even on your cell phone. Unless there is a cell tower every 5 meters outside of your house and outside everybody else's house, which I could promise you there's not outside of mine. I mean, you see people in the middle of Africa with cell phones. Explain that to me. Explain it. And it's not a debate. I'm just showing you that it's a psyop. Even if the earth was flat, my point is about it being a psyop. Do I believe in the moon landing? Could have happened. I don't have any hardcore facts that it didn't or that it did, besides for the shuttle looking like a 5-year-old made it. But that's compared to what we now know now. Like, I mean, those people shot that rocket up and they were independently funded. Like, I don't know. But is that affecting my life at this point? No. It's just not. And people like focus so much on that, and that's not all that important. Sweden, what's that? Oh, tell us about Sweden. I want to hear about Sweden because we need to know the truth about Sweden and how these things are happening everywhere. Belgium, all these places that's, you know, Sweden is it's just this amazing place, and now it's like no-go zones. You can see the space station through a small... Yes, you can. You can definitely see the space station. I've said that to many people, and that... It's like that's not even... Like, I'm not even talking when I say that. Sure you can. You can. You can. I mean, I don't care either way. Like I said, it could be shaped like this could be the earth. I don't care. It's just the fact that people are being, like, sucked into this. And that's what was so important. That people are being told that if you don't believe this, then you believe it's biblically incorrect, and that you don't believe in God and this and that, when that's absolutely false. That's absolutely false, and the words have been misconstrued. You know, I'm gonna find this. Now I'm off. Love the Russians. Are you from Russia? Is it a way to try to disprove the Bible? Well, if that's your mission, that's not my mission. Yes, flat earth became a religion. The Caribbean what? I don't know. Be skeptical? Yes. Be skeptical. Open mind. Keep it light, keep it fun, but keep it, you know, resources. I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, yeah. Show you how often. Keyword planner. Oh my gosh, sorry. What? I missed that. Conduct a keyword search. Here we go. What? Sorry. The ring. Flat mine. Flat mine. No flat earth. You are a direct victim of the government. And no, I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim at all. Anybody that feels that somebody else is a victim because they feel free to speak about things, intellectual victim. Because I'm not. The Mandela effect, I haven't seen overwhelming proof of it. And that's another one that just popped out of nowhere and then's like all over everything. Now, CERN has done some really scary stuff, so I'm not debunking CERN. Just the Mandela effect, because I looked in the Bible and that, the lion and whatever, the lion and the lamb, that was just, those were two different Bible verses. And people said that they changed, but they didn't. It was one part of the Bible, it said the lion and the lamb, the other one said something else. And so I was like caught up in that. I was like, oh my gosh. I just don't, CERN has done some crazy stuff, so anything could be possible, but I don't think that that's affecting my life either. Although I've looked into it. I haven't found anything overwhelming. Yeah, it's a big, huge distraction. Huge. Where's the chart? Well, I got the words, but I don't have the chart. Because this was, whenever I found this chart, it's crazy how often flat earth has been searched within the last 2.5 years compared to 10 years, all the 10 years before. I don't know what that means. I'm not talking to the tablet. I just said I'm looking for something to show y'all. Some people, it's like focus. Like, I'm way not focused. And what? Admiral Byrd, he was mistaken, and not even mistaken because he knew. The thing is, people only focus on his first 2 or 3 minutes of that interview, when in fact, the interview was about 10 minutes long. And if you go back and listen to those minutes, he actually is not only contradicting himself, you can tell that he was joking in the first part of it. Project High Jump, that's what I'm talking about. There was more ice. And anyway, somebody went around Antarctica prior to Admiral Byrd. So look that up. That's true fact. It's happened. No, but God is a totally different situation. There's no proof in God. That's a faith. I was military, yeah. They're now selling cruises to Antarctica. I don't know if I'd want to go there. Good. Who are you talking to? $50,000 for what? Some people, I just wonder. He is great. I am. What? Okay. Oh, found it. Can y'all see this? Or is it too bright? I know y'all can see that. Right? This blue line right here. You see how flat that blue line is? This starts at 2004. All the way up until the end of 2014. Bam! Crazy spikes like that. You don't see that for anything that you're searching. This is the Google search tools. You don't see, maybe 100 people a year is going to look it up right here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Bam. As soon, if you don't remember this, Obama talked about, oh, we're not going to have a meeting of the flat earth community. Like, he was joking about it, but I feel that that might have been part of the plan, because he said it like 4 times, but who cares? But look at this. This is 2004. It spikes and has continued spiking in 2014. Oh, actually, no, January 2015. Okay, so it was about March of 2015. Nothing. Flatline. Dead. And are you telling me that nobody believed flat earth? Like, what proof that just fell onto everybody's plate that made flat earth like, oh my God, what? It's a psyop. And Google Trends will put it on the top of the search as soon as you put it up. Instead of putting stuff that would debunk it, they made sure and things got at the top of the list. It's reverse censoring. And the people that they first put in place for, like, YouTube and stuff, and it was people that were going against any part of that, they made sure and put those things to the bottom. Follow the money. Exactly. And whenever you look up the CIA and Google Earth especially, and so like all the maps that were being downloaded were all from Google Earth, all of this, it's all the same thing, y'all. I mean, don't feel bad about it. You got to do. Big deal. It is what it is. They don't want to be lied to, but we've been lied to from our government forever. Forever. If this isn't, like, besides all the other proof I've talked about, like, this is overwhelming. This is literally overwhelming, because this is telling me that pretty much nobody thought the earth was flat before 2015. That's not possible. People have always looked into the JFK files. Like, what happened with JFK? You know, there's always, like, there's a group of people looking into that, or, like, Bigfoot, and aliens, and all of that stuff. It's always been, you know, like, the line would probably be, you know, going across the thing like this the entire time, just like an EKG. QRS wave. But here, we are flatlined, and then bam, we're alive. We've got a QRS, and then we're like in AFib over here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just cardiac talk. But very well could be. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that, because they started talking about Pizzagate and everything and all those emails at about the same time. That is so, yes. Oh my gosh. That is so possible. But like, their big motive is to make sure that truthers look stupid and Christians look stupid. That is their biggest, that's what they wanted to do. Make sure that all truthers looked completely distracted and just no longer viable of anything. Okay? And then also for the Christians to look stupid, because they don't want everybody following God. So you get both of those wiped out in one fell swoop. That's what it is. I can't even read those anymore. Why do y'all have to ruin everybody's time? Bye. I can block you, I'm sure. Report. There you go. Alright, anyway, today is Valentine's Day, whatever that should mean in any type of whatever. I know it means all kind of other crazy stuff, Saint Valentino, whatever. But just go out and be smiley, happy. If you have a wife, get her something nice. If you haven't ordered or anything, you can come see me, and I can get you some great stuff. And just tell her, hey, I got you something awesome. Or even your husband. Our men's collection is on a crazy deal. We never do sales, but so what I want for Valentine's Day, for everybody to be happy. I'm a product of psyop. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm a free thinker. It's weird how free thinkers and psyop goes at the same time. What? And whenever I'm wrong about something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was wrong about it. Or like Q, I was following Q. I didn't report on him daily. And I don't even know if that was we don't know 100%. I think he gives great information. It's just distracting to so many people. It is. And anything that's going to create that type of environment, because like I said, you can believe the earth is flat. That's fine. But if you're spending all day going to other people's videos and talking about the earth is flat, the earth is flat, just to do that, I mean, there's something fundamentally wrong with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I am a little crazy. Anyway, okay, I should take a nap or something. But y'all have a wonderful day. And yes, RN. So deal with things. You are an RN. Deal with facts and truth, not emotions and feelings. Yeah, but, I mean, some things get in the way of that. You know, when I've watched a 3-year-old die on the table in front of me, there's emotions in that. But, alright, guys. Don't talk about that a lot. Alright, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.